Hello. I'm going to grab some people and I'll be right back. Hello, Michelle. You might have a one-on-one coaching session or support session here. So, yay. So, unless you just want to watch, I can certainly demo if you want that. But it looks a little quiet today. I figured more people would be doing a workcation sort of thing where they're working. But also, I didn't send out any emails about this. So we'll see if anybody else joins in. Where are you at? Good. You're ready for this call. That's awesome. If it's just you and I, like, I can give you a one-on-one session. That's no problem. I can get into your account, help you get everything set up, help you with strategy, all those things. Yeah. All right. Well, nobody else shows up. I just DM the group. So I'm guessing one or two more may show up, but let's kick things off because I know like time is so precious these days. Yeah, what
So I
exactly do
just
you
I
need?
I just plugged in my mic, so that's why I was like sending messages. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I think just trying to understand the setup. I've been a little bit hesitant to set up my hero, and I think maybe walking through that a little bit. Very, very early stages. I don't have any podcast yet. Hey, Steve.
You don't have a show yet.
No.
Okay. That's okay. Can I put one in your account just to show you how?
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to direct, because you're sending me direct messages in the chat right now? Would you just drop in your hero email and then I'll just get right into your account and set something up for you? Does that sound all right?
That does. That would be awesome.
Okay. So while you're dropping your email, I'm going to go over to the app and I'm going to sign out and then I'll sign in with your account.
Here you go. And it looks like Steven joined us.
Yeah. Hi, Stephen. So it's a quiet little party today. So I'm just going to do one-on-one. Oh, he's got his little snow cap on.
It's cold in here. I'm not running the heat right now. It's not quite hot enough or cold enough to run the heat, but it's chilly.
Yeah, right. It's kind of those in between. Yeah. So Michelle jumped in right away. So I'm like, hey, I'll just jump into your account and help
Yeah,
you
I
get
always
it
have
set
trouble
up.
connecting to these meetings for some reason. It's like I got to register and I got to join
Yeah.
Zoom, and it's the hardest sign up on Zoom I've ever had. It's like I don't know why it's so difficult to sign up for the meeting, but probably some people are
Well,
still trying to get in.
yeah. And I had it set up so you could register because I noticed that some competition is trying to join these meetings. So,
Oh,
yeah, I know. I compete on product, they compete in other ways. So
Yeah,
that's
it's like
okay.
Chad says that you can't keep them out. It's like they'll figure out one way or another. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but he said somebody's always going to copy me. So, but
Right. And
yeah,
it's like if they aren't copying you, then you aren't doing something right. So
yeah, yeah.
well, first off, thank you. We got a few more people here. We got Mark and Chris. So welcome, guys. We also have Michelle and Steven here. So it's a small group. Well, I love my diehards over the Christmas break. You're not taking, I can't take a break. I just need to get my hands, in there a little bit. So I thought this would be a cool thing to do is just jump on a call and help you guys get started, help you get set up and figure out where you're getting stuck so we can improve the app. We can create support, help this be way more streamlined because the whole idea behind Hero is that you can get it set up, you can get your product out and launch like within one setting. It shouldn't be something like setting up funnels where it takes days or anything like that. It's just one setting and you can get your product out, because speed is more important than ever these days. And so where we're at right now, Michelle was the lucky winner because she was the first one on the call, and she kindly gave me her hero login details, and I just went in and I went into her account, and I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at her account and help her get it set up, and you guys could watch along with that. And if you guys have any questions, this is not raise your hand or anything like that. Just unmute yourself, ask the question, interject, because sometimes I go a little fast and I really want you guys to be able to understand everything that Hero can do, plus get set up and running today. Sound good?
Just want to say I've never seen Jenny look so good.
Where is he? Is he on here? Oh, he is. Jenny Jones is
Oh, he's-
on. Yeah, he's all suited and booted. Yeah. All right. So,
And feel free to make any changes to the account, whatever is needed.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's some things that I won't be able to do that you have to do because of security, but I'll walk you through it. And if you guys have any questions, any places where you're stuck, drop it in the chat and I'll touch on those as well. So, all right. So to kick things off, let's head over to go to share screen, and hold on. I've got to pop up.
Jenny says he always looks good.
Yeah, right. He does. Come on. There. All right. Now I can share my screen, I think. There we go. All right. Bueno. And let me get my chat up. I hope you guys got some good Christmas presents. I think my husband needs a course on buying presents. So he bought me Tupperware bowls and spatulas and a monkey t-shirt. So I'm going to have to work on that. So it's always touch and go with him. Anyway. All right. So this is Michelle's account. And one of the first things I'm going to do is come down into here where it says profile page and creator page, and make sure that these are set up okay. So she doesn't have her Stripe account set up. And Michelle, are you planning to sell using the Hero sales pages? Or are you planning to sell using your own pages?
No, the Hero.
Okay.
Hero page.
So one thing you'll need to do is, and this is something I won't be able to do, but connect your Stripe account. Now, what you can do is, do you have a Stripe account first off?
I believe so. I haven't logged in a while, but I believe I do have one.
Okay. Okay. Well, so number one, you would need a Stripe account. And we are adding in PayPal and other things. PayPal is a pain to work with. I'm just going to like, that's been on the cards for like a year. They're very hard to work with. They're up there with Google sometimes. But right now it's Stripe. So you would create your Stripe account. And if you want to create a sub account within that Stripe account just for Hero, you could do that as well. Michelle, you're not even certain if you have a Stripe account, so I don't think you'd have to worry about that. You just go ahead and make sure that Stripe account is active and then connect it, which is pretty straightforward. You just click this connect button. I'm not going to do it because I don't want my Stripe account connected to yours, but then it'll just walk you through selecting it. The other thing down here, which we've added, is this is more of support, but if you want to connect your own web page, this walks you through how to use our Zapier Zap to connect that web page. If you want to send them an email or a text automatically through your own platforms, this is a way to do it. You can add in episodes automatically. So let's say you're dropping videos to a Dropbox folder or a Google Drive. You can connect that to Hero, and Hero will automatically pull that into whatever show you select. And if you're gathering payments from another platform and somebody misses a payment, you can automatically update and control access to your listeners as well. And these are all different Zapier zaps that you can use. By the end of January, we hope, by the end of February, we hope that we will have our API launched. Okay, so we are hoping end of January, but I'm going to say end of February because you never know. I always jinx myself when I say things like that. But that way, you won't have to use a Zapier's app. It'll connect to any platforms, and then we'll be setting up how-tos if you're like on high level or ClickFunnels or WordPress or whatever, and we'll be walking you through all of that. But right now, we have the Zapier's app.
Nice.
Chris.
I was just saying, yay, I've been wanting access to the API for a while.
Yes, awesome. Well, if you have any specific use cases, Chris, let us know. But right now, the API access will be much like what you're seeing right here, controlling access and adding episodes automatically. So
Awesome.
Yeah, if there's any other use cases, let me know, because we're just defining what those APIs will be right now.
Thank you.
Okay, so Michelle, one of your first steps would be to connect your Stripe account. Now, if you're planning to use the hold on, I forgot to put my phone on mute. If you're planning to use the SMS features in Hero, then you need either a Twilio number or a Telnix number. Telnix is more affordable than Twilio. Okay, so I've gotten that question a lot. I find it's a lot easier to work with. The customer support is better. And I am trying to set up a live workshop with one of our users where she sends out millions of SMSs a month. And she was going to give us some tips and tricks with Telnix because she uses Telnix. So no date on the calendar for that, but you would go into either one of these platforms, get a phone number, and then when you get a phone number, you'll get, like, if it's Twilio, you get account SID and account token. That'll be right on your dashboard. Same with Telnix, the API or the public key that's displayed right on the dashboard. So
if you want, hi, this is Jenny. If you want ease of use, then stay away from Twilio. Telnix, you can be up and running in, I don't know, 25 minutes, maybe. I mean,
nice.
because I've tried both of them, and Twilio is like pulling hair, getting a double surgery, whatever. And then Telnix was just, I went in, connected it, already got my keywords working, already got call from stage, all that stuff working in less than, I'm saying maybe 20 to 25 minutes max, if that long.
And how does it work as far as the payment? Is it use, you get paid, or is it like a monthly fee, or?
So you have to put, just like Twilio. I'm sorry, did you want to answer that?
No, go
Carla?
ahead. Go ahead, Jenny. Yeah.
Yeah, so just like Twilio, you have to put money on the bank. I mean, what all SMS services, they want you to have a pool to pull from. So I think when I was testing it out, I just dropped $5 credit card. I says, hey, how much do you want to charge this credit card for? I says, hey, let's fund it with $5. And I did that. And so you have to fund it to at least buy your number. So I put $5 up. I'm down to like $3.50. I can't remember how much each. You have to buy a number and then you have to test it out. So I got about $3.75 left out of the $5 I did, and I did several tests. I'm telling you, this is night and day. Telnix it's the real deal, and it's less expensive.
Hey,
Sounds
Carla?
like it.
Carla,
Yes.
I will say that I had a full head of hair, and Twilio, it's all gone. It's all gone. Shameless plug for Jenny Jones. He is my business coach. He walked me through it, told me about Telnix, and I feel the hair growing back.
Wait, I don't know
That's
if
a
that was a shameless
testimonial.
plug. Yeah, I don't know if that was a shameless plug or a hair commercial.
It's true though. So I as well had because we had Twilio integrated into Hero. When we first introduced the SMS features, we wanted to make it so easy. We're like, we'll get the number for you, we'll do everything. You just pick what number you want, and we give them a list of numbers. Twilio quickly put a kibosh on that. They made it extremely difficult to give out numbers. And so then we switched to, well, get your number from Twilio, add it in, and then we were introduced to Telnix, and we integrated that just recently. One thing I need to let you know though, whether you're using Twilio or Telnix, you need to, if you get the 10 DLC, the 10 direct line to consumer, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, you need to register that. You need to get their blessings, or the blessings from, I think, the FCC or something like that. The process in Telnix is way faster, way simpler than Twilio. But you still need to put in what you're going to use the number for, some example text, those sort of things. And the turnaround time for me, at least, was about 48 hours. It wasn't very long at all. So if you have this set up and you're sending messages and they're not getting through, make sure you actually registered that number with the, I can't even remember what they call it. It's like the 10 D2C, I think, or something like that. It's really kind of a hard thing to remember for my brain to remember, but make sure you have that set up. So,
And
yeah, Michelle.
Was it also, I think if you do an 800 number, you don't need to do that?
Yeah, that's what Colleen said, but I have found that I've had to register mine. So I'm still waiting to nail down a date and figure out exactly what that is. But I had to register mine because my regular phone number was, I signed up for two numbers, a regular, I don't know, local number, I'm just going to call it, and then a toll-free number. And the toll-free number wouldn't send text. And so I had to go through and register it, and I still am not done registering that one. But the local number was sending text. I would rather use the 1-800 number because I do want to kind of let it look like it is a business text rather than just a buddy text. But it kind of comes down to me personally, how you want your brand to be perceived. Okay. More commercially or more personal.
Got it. Thank you.
I think also it depends on how many you send. Like if you're sending a in bulk, I think you can get away with initially. I think you can get away with you send out one every so often or what have you. But I think when you do the bulk, definitely what Colleen is doing, and I know because you're a CEO of Hero, I think getting the bulk is one thing. But for some of the people that are just getting started and just getting things going, I don't see that much restriction in what they're going to be doing. There is a major difference between 800 and the 10 DLC. So I think there is more leniency on the 800, but I think the 10 DLC is definitely, you can, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, and Mark could help me out on this. I think I registered my number a while ago and I just never got movement from the Twilio side. But when I connected it into Telnex, I could not get my Twilio to work text for nothing in Hero. I connected it to Telnex. And I was receiving texts and people are opting in like immediately. And that just surprised me. So I think my number is registered. I got to go back and check and take a look. I just knew the process was so much easier in Telnex. And I don't know if Mark was able to register his or not. We went back and forth trying to figure it out. So
absolutely. Let me tell you something. If my ex-wife responded to me half as fast as I got from Telnex, I'd still be married. Telnex, it was instantaneous. It just like that. I was up and running.
I love it. That's so funny. Okay, so just like, don't even bother with Twilio. It's there for the OGs or anybody. Like, some people have their numbers set up on Twilio. But Telnix is, if you're new, go with Telnix. All right, I'm going to move on. Domains. Okay, so domains are if you want your sales page, your hero sales page, or your profile page to go to your domain instead of app.hero.fm. Okay, so I have this set up, I believe, with the gratitude app was an old domain that I had. And let me see. Can you guys still see my screen? It's a blank one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gratitudeapp.com. So that now goes to this page. I just redirected it. So this is what this hero sales page, the no code sales page looks like. And I set it up so that domain directs to here. So you don't have to set up the redirects, because when you set it up this way, it helps with the SEO a little bit. And so you can add your domain. And when you add a domain, you can, oh, you're supposed to update this. We're going to make these instructions better. Let me make a note. Domain instructions. Okay. So when you add a domain, if you see here, I have the root domain, the gratitudeapp.com, going to this site. It doesn't go to any other web page, anything like that. So if you have a domain name that doesn't go to anywhere else, you don't have any email set up with it or anything like that, then you can go ahead and put that domain, mysite.com, directly in here. And then you set up, you follow these instructions. We're going to, oh, he updated this. Okay. So he did that. All right. So then you follow these instructions to in your server, like GoDaddy or Namecheap. Okay. You would put in these DNS details. And that way that URL goes directly to hero, and then you can select which page it directs to. When you update your GoDaddy or your Namecheap, it'll take about an hour for it to propagate and actually show up as connected here. Maybe sometimes faster, but if you do it and you click this, okay, I did this, and then it'll show pending still. We'll give it some time because it does take a little bit of time. So the other way, if you already have a website, like I have carlawhite.org, then I would add a subdomain. So what I would do is I would put in podcast, you can see it already there, podcast.carlawhite.org. And that way, all my shows, so like, let's say I have on a sales page, it would be show 1. And then another sales page would be show 2 and show 3. So you would put that in if you already have your website pointing to something else. Does that make sense? Because I've had a lot of support requests on this.
Carl, could I just add one thing?
Yeah.
Don't everyone that's on this call, don't make the mistake I made and allow steps like this to prevent you from just recording your radio show. You will figure this out. And I had to learn the hard way from Jenny Jones. He taught me that done is better than perfect. Just do your recordings and you'll get this done. I'm sorry.
Yes. And that's really good because this is a little advanced. Like even myself, when I'm working with my developer on this, I'm like, I don't quite understand how this works. So very good advice from Mark, because it's absolutely true. You don't have to do this step. You don't. So, oh, whoops, I saved that. Remove. Okay. You can always do that later, not required. Email, adding in your email. I want to share something. Google has been a complete pain in the butt with adding in Gmail if you want to connect your Gmail account, because when you do that, and I'm just going to select mine here. Oh, I think it's done. It's approved it. Oh my gosh. Hallelujah. I'm going to see something here. Oh, it did it. Okay. So we used to get a warning from Google that this isn't safe because some terms and conditions or something they didn't like in our privacy policy. They wanted us to say that we were sharing information with AI when we weren't. And we were telling them we don't share information with AI. So, and they didn't believe us. So that took a little bit of back and forth, and it said, don't proceed, blah, blah, blah. But now you can do it. Okay. So once you get it connected, then you can test the connection. That's the easiest way for me to connect an email. If you have your email already set up to a Google account, that's super easy. We also have SendGrid if you use SendGrid, or SMTP. And basically you need to know what your server host is, your port. You could probably get this from wherever your email is hosted, and then you need your username and password.
And for when you said Gmail, is that because Gmail is hosting your email?
Yeah. So with this one you're seeing right here, I set up a Google Workspace, and my email, carla@hero.fm, is connected to that Google Workspace. So Google is actually running all of my email services.
Okay.
I pay like, I don't know, something cheap for that workspace. And that's why I was able, so all my emails come in through Gmail.
Got it.
What
Thank
are
you.
you my company? AutoClientCare.com is a Google workspace. They have a couple of different stages. It's a couple of different packages. The lowest one, I think, is $77 a year. The next one up, and that gives you 32 gigabytes of storage on your Google Drive. Next one up gives you 2 terabytes for $144.
So the first one's kind of a decoy price.
Michelle, what are you, just really quick, I just
Yeah.
want to know so I can, Michelle, what are you using for your email? Are you just using it? You have a regular host company, or what are you using?
So I'm using GoDaddy, and just have a domain there. So I would, I
Yeah,
guess,
so-
Then
Yeah,
you
you
would
would use-
probably use
yeah.
this. So then
Simple mail transfer protocol. I think
Yeah.
they do have a pretty good setup for that. It should be able to tell her directly what she needs to do.
yeah, it should probably be in your dashboard what your SMTP host is. Otherwise, Google GoDaddy SMTP host details and port number, and just enter those right. And then you put your email, not my email, in there. Put the email address. So
but I will be looking into the Gmail, see if you look, or Google as an option. Right now it's on GoDaddy, but probably we'll look at some other options for that.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what that'll do is then all the emails that come out of the Hero system are from you. And in fact, you could go into your sent emails and see all the emails that have went out from our system on so it's basically says from you, your details. That way, if anybody replies, it goes into your inbox. It should help with deliverability, because if we're delivering for thousands of people and somebody has a spam problem, like they're spamming people, then that would ruin your deliverability as well, and ours. So it just helps everybody if you can, and your brand is there forefront and everything. So, all right. Any questions on connecting your email address?
I had one question. When you mentioned that Google was worried about you sharing information with AI, what
Mhm.
does that mean?
Oh, so when we added in this feature, like this little button here, we have to get blessings from Google to have
Oh.
that add in. And so Google scours our entire site. What are your privacy policies? What are you doing on this website? And they saw that we have an AI feature. So then they wanted us to disclose in our private, even though it had nothing to do with this, they wanted that disclosed in our privacy policy. I don't know. They just make it really kind of complicated to get their blessings. But and just this morning, I got another email from them saying, you got to update this, but it looks like it's now good. I think we're good to go with Google finally. So
we won't have to go through that part of it because we're not trying to
no,
write
that's just us. That's just a hero
okay.
as a business wanting to add this Google button. We have to get Google's blessings, but you guys just connect your account and that's it.
Okay. That's what I was kind of going for.
Sure.
I wasn't. I'm not trying to write this thing. I'm just trying to implement, my Google account. I have a account I set up specifically for my hero type stuff. I call it Audio Ivy, and it's kind of secretively, it's like AI in the initials. But I wanted something short. But anyway. But yeah, that's what I set up. So I was going to
so you're a little worried Google is going to get in there and no, don't worry about it. Yeah. No.
Well, you're right. It's like them and Facebook and they're all like, well, they've set up these forts. We're back in the feudal system where I'm trying to run the walls. It's like, no, pull up the moats, pull up the drawbridges,
Well, unfortunately they control a lot of stuff. So
they're nuts. I always said back in the early days of Google, I always said Google's going to be one of the companies you love to hate, which they have arrived.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. So, all right. Partnerships. So this is an easy way for you to just make money without having to promote Hero. If people listen to your show or go to your sales page or whatever, and then they later on become a Hero customer, that individual would be sticky to you, meaning you'd get 30% recurring commission just without even having to promote Hero. Now, normally I say go out, sign up right now, do this now because it's just an easy way to make money. But I'm going to tell you to wait a little bit because we're on First Promoter and we're going to swap platforms. I am not happy with First Promoter. They have been terrible. I just don't like them. So I am in the process over the Christmas break, setting up a different affiliate platform. And but it'll still work the same way. And we hope to migrate your details over. So meaning if you have Michelle here as your first promoter as your first promoter link, we would update you, create you an account in the new platform and update this URL automatically for you. So you don't have to do anything. That's the plan. We'll see if we can actually do that, but I would recommend setting that up so that you can get some extra money without having to do anything.
And you were saying to probably wait till like January?
Yeah, I'll just say to wait until after we get the new platform set up. So this button will link to the new platform. This little snippet will be a little different because you can see it says FPR. That's for First Promoter. So we won't be using First Promoter anymore. Well, it'll have a different little snippet here. But yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to. All right. So that's just getting the platform customized and set up for you. Now, the other thing you can do is setting up this profile page, and you can upload a photo. If you have a little logo you want on the sales pages and emails, you can do that. You can use your own domain name instead of the Hero FM domain. You can change the language. We have a few different languages here. Put in some analytics tracking code, all your social links, some about me, about your show. And then down here is the opt-in. This doesn't display on your promoter page, but this is if you are using the SMS and you want to add in additional opt-out words, or you want to have your own custom opt-out message. So, to show you what that page looks like. This is the profile page. So it shows how many products, audio feeds, episodes, listeners, downloads, all those things. And
Perfect.
yeah, and you can break them up into categories and stuff like that. All right. So that's pretty quick and easy to set up. Takes you a couple minutes. Now I'm going to add a show into Michelle's account, and I'm going to do it in a different kind of way. So let me see. Hopefully this works. I'm not sure if this is the URL, but we're going to try it. So if you create a show, like a white label show, and you want to share it with your customers, here's how you can do it. So I'm going to import via RSS feed. And this is like what if you're on another platform too. And if your podcast is on Apple Podcast and you just type in the name, Radical Shift, there we go. And then you can import it straight from there. It'll pull it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give her a feed. So you can see it's a hero feed. So this is a feed that I created. This is a show that I created that's in my account. And I'm going to go ahead. You can see here it is. It shows what it is and how many episodes. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get a verification email that will say, is it okay? Oops. Where's my shows? Is it going to do it? Let me refresh because it should. There we go. So it's showing it as pending because I need to go in and say, yes, she can have this show. So that's a way to share an entire show. Let me go into this. So she's got all the episode titles, all the audios will come in, but all the descriptions, everything will come in automatically. And she's got a show in her account. So that's one way to set up a show. And you can go ahead and delete that, Michelle, if you want. You can share it for free. I don't care. But if you want to delete it, you would just go into here.
So this is already, so this is just that you're clear and I'm clear. I just saw something here because now I'm going to use this, but this is if you already have, let's say you already have a podcast streaming somewhere and you just want to pull that, you can pull that feed in and then just pull in all the shows. Is that
all
what
the
you're saying?
episodes. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to know because I didn't know that. So I was pulling everything in manually. You didn't tell me that, Carla.
I know. I tend to skip over that little feature quite often that you can just import
150
from RSS
episodes,
feed.
150 episodes one by one later. Thank you, Carla. I'm glad I jumped in.
But you know what, where it dawned on me, I was having a conversation and with somebody who wanted to use the service, and he wants to create sort of a white label book that will be in everybody's account when they join. And because he wants to give them sort of a business in the box thing.
Oh,
and I'm like,
nice.
oh yeah, you could do that. Because he thought, oh, I'll have to upload the episodes and everything one by one. I'm like, no, just import it. So yeah. Yeah. So
Nice.
Yes, we'll keep keeping that one.
okay. So let's I'm gonna stop sharing for a second, and I'm gonna go in and approve that import. Hopefully that all worked. Because sometimes when you're I don't see the email to approve it. So I got so many emails, though. I don't want to look through all of them. But I think we can still work with that. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a show from scratch. So the other thing is also worth noting is you can import from YouTube. So if you have a YouTube channel, you connect, and then it will show you your YouTube channels, and you can connect from that.
Wait, so is
So-
that just channels or the YouTube podcasts?
No,
Or do you
YouTube.
know?
So if you have a channel on YouTube,
Sure.
so let me
Because I know
go.
YouTube has a podcast section. Like if you just ran all your YouTube, you do have a on your YouTube channel, there is a place where you can just do all your podcasts. So what
Yeah.
you're saying is if I have a YouTube channel, I can just pull in all the audio from the YouTube channel?
Oh, yeah. So it'll pull in the video and convert it to audio. And
Are
it'll
you
pull
freaking kidding
in
me right
all
now?
the titles, all the descriptions from your
Carla,
channel.
I
Mhm.
think I just made some more money.
I know, right?
Every time I talk to you, my pockets get fatter.
I like that. So yeah, so like if you have a YouTube channel, you can say, hey, get everything in audio. Now the thing that it won't do is
Here we go. Here we go. What it
continue
won't do.
to import the new episodes.
Oh, so you'd have to do the new ones
Yeah.
individually or
Yeah.
okay.
So we're again a hiccup with Google that we're trying to
Right.
work out is
Right.
they're like, okay, we'll let you take it once. Oh, you want to keep doing it? I don't know. So that's something that we're working on with Google back and forth. What about your terms? What about this? What about AI? All these things. So
Yeah, I
that
mean
part.
their thing is probably even getting people off of their platform as well. It's like, oh, you're
Yep,
taking people from our platform. So
exactly. They make
I
it
kind of
hard.
get that. Yeah, they make it hard for you to do that.
Mhm. But you can, if you have a show out there and you want to import it into Hero, I don't know if we have a max number of episodes. Like if you have 1,000 episodes and they're an hour long each, it might crash the system. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just be gentle on us.
no, I like the idea of doing that, but I think some people are creatures of habit, right? So if I'm already getting it YouTube, meaning that I'm visually seeing it, right? It's I just think it's a highly unlikely that people will probably switch to audio. And I think what I did is I made some mini from my YouTube shows. I made mini shows or mini snacks on my shows, and that's done very well. They're like, "Hey, I don't want your entire show for an hour. Can you just give me like a 5-minute clip, 5-minute abridged version, right?" And I've done that, and that's done very well. So instead of pulling the whole show, I've just seen that some people are kind of creatures of habits. I don't know that they would want the whole show. That's just my opinion. So
Well, what you can do, because you don't know who's watching, right? You're not,
right,
Google isn't going to give you their emails. What you
right.
can do is say, look, if you like this show, sign up for my free private podcast where I curate my very top episodes.
Yes,
And
I like that.
in that way, it's a way to gather emails from people. And like there's some topics where you don't really have to watch the screen constantly and see everything
Yeah.
they're doing. Even if you
Man,
do, you can
more
just
money ideas. That's why I've been showing up to you. You always have, you just drop these nuggets. I'm like on here and she's just, oh, and you can do this. I'm like, oh no, something else hit the cash register. All right, so go ahead and finish. I'm sorry. And I do have a
Yeah.
question. I do have
Yeah,
a
go
question
ahead.
for you. You'll probably eventually get to it, but what I like to do, and I think this is probably more likely the page, but I want to offer additional things that they can get or download from an episode. So when you get there, and I think you're here now because that's something else I wanted to
Yes. Yep.
do.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Well, I'm going to do this because I can't find that email and I've got a ton of emails. So I'm going to create the same show from scratch. All right. So, advantage, Carla White. All right. And we do have a cover art creator. If you're not wanting to make your own cover art, I usually just go into Canva and create something pretty quick. Everything I have for my cover art is a template. So the cover art, then learn how to profit from cutting edge technologies that anyone can master in minutes. There we go.
I love how it's showing on the right side what you're going to
Yes, yeah, that's a really neat little feature. So that's what it'll look like in the Hero Player app. And I like this because you don't want, I think there's a limit to how long your summary can be, simply because it'll go on and on and on down the page. And we don't want that to look like that. So we give you a little brief preview. Then we have colors. So this is, you can see it changing the color of the player, the color of the sales page. I usually just stick with auto because what it'll do is it'll pick a color out of the cover art. And I don't know if you're like me, very particular about that stuff, but that's what that feature does. Now we have delivery and availability. This is why really I created Hero, is because I wanted my episodes to appear at a certain time. And I only wanted them to have my episodes for a certain amount of time, because I started out using private podcasting for challenges. So you can have all your episodes appear at once, and like an audiobook or courses or things. You can have them drip out over a time period, and you would go into each episode and specify when they would get it. This is good also if you're giving out an audio version of a course and you have a refund period and you don't want them to have access to everything before that refund period lapse. Some unscrupulous people like to take everything, and then, it happens all the time. I want a refund now. I stole everything. I learned everything. Now give me my money back, and they're getting free educations on your dollar. I don't like that. So this is cool. You can give them half of your course, and then after the refund period lapsed, you can give them the rest of the half.
Danny Jones he's smiling right now. He's smiling from you.
And then a specific calendar date. This is if your audios correspond with the calendar date, or if you want to do it just like a regular podcast sort of thing, something a little bit more live, you can do that. And so each time you create an episode, you set the date when that episode would be available to your listeners. And then the duration. Can they have access to your show for as long as it's available? Or will the entire feed expire so many days, weeks, months after the listener installs the show? Or will it expire by episode? And when you select this, you go into each episode and you would select how long they get to listen to it. So episode 1, they may have 24 hours. Episode 2, 24 hours. Episode 3, 48 hours, because you have an offer or something there. So you want to give them a little bit longer time. So that's those two things. And then ownership. Yes.
Question on the episodes expire. So you said like number 1 would be 24 hours. And number 2 would be, whatever a period of time you want. Is that after the first episode is watched, or just in general from start to finish?
No, I think it's after they get access to it.
Okay, so like they do episode 1,
yeah,
and then
then they get access to episode 2. Here, I'll go into this so you can see. I'll select that one. Okay. Yeah. And then I'll just put, I don't want to have everybody see your email. I don't know what your business name is, but I'll just put mine here. Okay. Now the access email. When she has her email set up here, she would select that from a drop down list, like what email she wants. You can connect as many emails as you want. All right. So you select the email you want it to come from. And then they have this access email that they'll receive. And we have default content in here. Hold on. I'm making a note. We had a request to change the title of access email, and I have to let my team know that. But you can change out any of the content in the access email. We will still append a button to the bottom, and I believe a demo video on how to access the show for your listeners. So that all appears regardless of what you put up here in the top of the access email. So if you want to welcome them, put in links to Facebook groups or anything else, membership areas, you can do that right here. You can add in any sort of images, anything like that. All right, I'm just going to keep the default. And now it's a little preview of what I created. I'm going to create the show. And then I am going to upload the audios. I'm going to select all of these audios. So she has the entire show. And if you have videos, it will automatically convert those videos to audio. So you don't have to convert to audio first, unless your videos are really, really long. Okay. So now you can see all the episodes here. It uses the file name as the episode name, and it has them in draft mode. If you tried to give anybody a listener, give anybody any listeners access at this point, they won't get the email. They won't get any sort of access because you need at least one episode live. Otherwise, you're giving them access to nothing, and you need that first. So what I do first is I'm going to set up welcome. Oh, here's one. Let's make it a little punchy. And if you ever get stuck, you can just click this little AI button. It'll help you out.
Oh, that's what I call Jenny, a wise one.
Old wise one. I said, oh, wise one.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm older than him.
All right. So now we have a couple of what's all this? All right. So first we have required episode. And hold on, I'm making notes as we go. So required is if you want to make sure that the listener listens to that episode, you can set up an automated message. You can automate an SMS, you can automate an app notification, you can automate an email, you can automate a ringless call, whatever you want to trigger if they don't listen to this. So if this is marked as, yeah, I want them to listen to this, and then you can go over here into our automations. And if they don't listen to it, and that says yes, then they're going to get that message. Okay. And I'll share how that works in a little bit. Sample. Right now, this is for the sales page, but shortly after the Christmas break, we're going to allow you to give out samples, meaning they can access your entire show. They can see all the episodes, but only the episodes marked as sample will be unlocked. And so they will have to pay you to unlock the rest of the episodes. So you can give them a sample of your show.
Nice.
Now,
Really quick question on
yeah.
that. Is that part of the coupon? Is that going to be your remedy for the coupons, or are you still going to be able to allow us to be able to give coupons out as well?
Right now, you can give coupons through creating a Stripe link to your show in the coupon in Stripe, which I can share in a little bit how to do that.
Yeah, I
But
know it's a
no,
more
we did
advanced
this.
topic,
We
but
don't have coupons like in the next 30-day sprint.
okay.
Yeah,
This
but
sounds like a good. This sounds like a good alternative, and it may even work even probably even
better.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
For
it's
conversion,
less.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's less. I think it's less technical work on your end, but I think if that's what you're gonna have available, so I like
Mhm.
that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So here's your question, Michelle. You can have it expire after the listener gets access to the show, or after listener gets starts the episode.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And then you write a summary about that episode, and you can do a transcription. And if you click that, AI will start it. It'll take a little bit. It says, we'll let you know when it's done. And then, Jenny, I think you were going to ask, where can I put in links and extra stuff? Put it in the notes. Okay. So
Okay.
notes are within each episode.
hmm
And you can do something like download the workbook here. What I like to do in my notes for especially my courses or anything like that, my audiobooks, is in the notes, I will have bonuses. Plus, I'll have 3 steps you should do right now
Oh, I
so
love
that they're getting results from that show. So I might have like a little summary and a bonus. So my notes would be broken down to.
Oh, and you can use the link button here as well. You can send them directly there, huh?
Yeah. So
This is nice, Carl. I didn't notice that. I've just been publishing articles. I was like, I wonder what this notes does. So now I know exactly what you do there. And then so you can say, hey, get that here by clicking on this link, and you'll have it there at the bottom. So let me ask you this question in really quick. Let's say a person comes to my landing page for this show, will they still be able to see the notes and all that? Or, I mean, because normally they'll show
no,
up at
the
the bottom.
notes
Oh,
are
no.
within the player.
Okay, got it. Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go into the hero player
hmm
and it's also within Apple Podcasts and all of those shows, all the shows will have notes. Let me see if I can share.
Man, I think this is
So Paul,
gonna.
I could link to a workbook for the show.
Yeah. So here's the notes. And I don't know if I have
Nice.
anything here, but if I click here, no, there's no notes here, but it would appear right here. It says welcome. Yeah, I better change my little. Let me see if I have one that has some notes. Hold on. I'm sure this one does. So I go into the episode and then go into the notes. Okay. If you're a first mover, this will make you stand out.
So right there is where we would see them there.
And there's the
Now,
transcription if I didn't have it transcribed. So any hyperlinks will be in here. Let me see if I can.
nice. So that says summary. Is that as just a summary, or because you have the opportunity to set up summary where you were just showing Michelle where you set up the different shows?
I put in a summary there.
Oh,
So
but
I'm
you
trying
can
to.
put in notes and summary in there then.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. See here.
Oh, it says
Here we
episode
go.
notes right there. Is that where you click that right there?
Yeah. Yeah. Where it says notes.
Oh man, I'm done. I got to get off.
So
I gotta go make
we
some money,
can't,
man.
because of limitations with Google Player, Apple Player, we can't allow like for you to insert a video or do HTML code or things like that in the notes, but you can hyperlink and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. I feel rich already.
so that's the notes right there.
This is the gift that keeps giving.
So right above that was where you had the summary, but then underneath that you can have the notes.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's where, okay, love this. Thanks. And the reason why I never really could kind of test it out is because I wasn't downloading my own shows, right? Someone else would have to tell me that you can put it there. But now that I see exactly where it goes and I see a sample of yours, I think that's
Mhm.
perfect. This is good. This was a good workshop. Thank you.
Oh, good. All right. So, here's all the episodes. I would go through each one of those. I'm not going to do that right now. But let's just say we've done all of them. The next step is to add listeners. And you can add listeners quite a few ways. You can add a single listener just by, and like I said, you have to have at least one episode live and your show has to be live in order to give people access. Oops. You can upload a CSV file. And if you grab this template, there's a header. I asked him to change it because it was a little confusing, but the header said like email, first name, or something like that, phone number. And you have to make sure that the content is just the data you want to import without table headers in there. But it's really, I think it's email, listener name, and phone number. And as soon as they're imported, they will get the access email. So that's a manual way to do it. You can also go up to here into sales page. And this is our no code sales page. So if you were going to have a fixed price or a subscription, you do need your Stripe account connected. We don't take a cut of that. You guys keep everything. I think Stripe takes a percentage. But if you don't have a Stripe account connected, you can give it away for free. It says unfair advantage too. So I'm going to change this free show. Let's just do that. And she could also use her own domain. If she had her own domain, let's say it was like podcast.michelle.com, then she would still need a value in here for the actual show name to go to. So if you don't have that and you're getting a 404, make sure you have a value in this field. It should be required. I think it is. Okay. The next thing is, thanks to Jenny Jones, this is a Jenny Jones idea, is categories. So let's say Jenny has, for example, shows about investing, shows about making money or whatever. There's different areas that his shows are about. And he doesn't want the ones about making money to appear in like his mindset ones or whatever. They're totally different audiences. So you can set up categories. And then let me go over here. If I had categories on this and I wanted only shows that were about making money to appear on this page, then that's all that would appear right here. Just the same ones for that category. I don't have that set up on my account though. So that's what the categories are. Then we have languages again. Pixels and tracking about your show. And we have some examples here. And it's just like you can update it, result 1, 2, 3, that sort of stuff. I'm going to discard that. Reviews, you can add reviews. And I've seen some really clever stuff here. We do want to make it so your listeners can submit reviews directly from the app. But what I've seen here is people don't like that little icon, but they don't have an image of their reviewers. So they've been using things like, let me see if I can find one. They've been using just different things that like their logo and things like that. Let me see. What do I have here?
Wait, so these reviews are done by you, the show producer, or are these
Yeah,
reviews
yeah.
done by?
You right now you add them in manually.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah, we do
Okay.
want to set it up where users can add them in. There is all like you have to filter those sort of things, police it a little bit, so it's not quite that easy to add in right now. And then some FAQs, and we have some sample ones, and I would highly recommend changing those out and ask AI, like, what are some good FAQs for this show? But the parts of this page are a result of reviewing hundreds of sales pages and figuring out exactly what needs to be on a page to keep it minimal, easy, and yet sell a product. So that's why we have things about your show, we have the reviews, and we have the FAQs. Something with this about your show that we're going to be releasing shortly is you will be able to embed a video and images in that text box
No way.
very
Are you just
soon.
saying that? Are you just
Yeah.
saying that?
So that would appear right here in this section.
Carla,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Carla, what are you doing?
And if you
What are
ever
you-
need, like, here, you can check out like my FAQs, anything like that to get ideas. Just use those as guides. So here you can see, here's the samples right here. All right. So we got the sales page. I think we updated it all. Add reviews. I think we got it. So let's go into overview. And you can preview the sales page because it's in draft mode. She would have to turn that on, and then it would be showing up under her profile and everything. But right now it's just preview mode only. And then we have this share button. You can copy the URL to your sales page really quickly. You can copy the embed code. So the embed code is HTML code so that you can copy that, paste it into an HTML block, and it will appear like this. I'll show you what it'll look like here. It looks like this right here. With the audio cords, with the player and everything, and a speed. And so if you want to embed it into, I don't know, your own.
So right here, before you
site.
go back to that, Carla.
Mhm.
Yeah. So right here, you're embedded. So here, you just the ones you've deemed to be free. Those are the only ones that are showing up here. Other than that, a person would need to register.
No,
Or okay,
what I'm embedding is just this
yeah,
one show. So let me get
yeah,
into this just a little bit more.
okay,
It's not, well, first off, it's not this show, although they have the same cover art and everything. It's
right,
one that's in mine, but
right.
it's all the episodes. Now, if you wanted to, you could say, I just want to embed, I just want to give them access to these 3 episodes. Then you come up here to embed, and you'll see the code there.
Oh, I didn't even know
And
that.
it's only going to display those 3 episodes. Oh, you have to also turn it on.
Right. So, but the one you showed earlier, where you had all of those episodes, is that you giving them free access to this embed, or you're putting that behind a
Yeah, they don't
paywall? Or
have to. So yeah, anybody can listen to this, but it's on a public website, right? Like you could put it behind a login or something like that.
got it. Okay, I was just trying to figure out so when you do embed it, you're embedding really all of the episodes. So your ideal is, if you are going to embed it, you want to embed it behind a membership wall or a paywall or something like
Right,
that. Is that okay?
right.
Got it. I just wanted to
Or
make
if you
sure.
wanted to just give a sample on a paid
Yeah,
sales page, you could show that
yeah.
too.
Nice. Man, Carla.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where are we? Overview. Oh, okay. That's under the share. And then if you have your phone number set up, you can just copy the keyword number. So let's get into this, although I won't be able to do it in her account. I'll probably have to log into mine because she doesn't have a phone number set up. But actually what we can do.
Michelle, it's 2024. Get your
phone number.
Get your
I'm gonna
phone
go-
number and get your the pay. What is it? Stripe. Get that set up
Yeah.
today.
I'm gonna have that set up today.
That is your goal. Next time we
Thank
get on
you,
the
Jenny.
show, we need to, hey, people got to start making some money so they can tell other people.
I know,
I agree.
right?
All these great ideas.
All right. So first off, let's finish up our show because there's something that we could add in to jazz up the show. And this is what really makes you stand out as a creator against anybody else out there, even with private podcasts. And this is the automations. So I have no idea which show I'm selecting. Should have given one a different name, but we'll select Unfair Advantage. And then you can select when the automation is triggered. So you can trigger when they get access to the show. So that's like when their name gets added into the hero database, into your database. When they hit a certain part of your show, so the playthrough rate. When they stop listening, if you remember, I ticked that box being a required episode. So that's this one here. If they don't listen or stop listening and they didn't listen to that show, then you can trigger an event to happen. The listener starts the show. So they actually hit play on the very first episode. You can trigger on a specific date or when they finish the show. So when they get access, we're going to do that. And since she doesn't have SMS set up, we're going to send an email and she can select which email it is. But
so really you can kind of use this as a little mini gamification, like congratulations on your journey, or once they get halfway through it, you can say, hey, you're halfway done. You can kind of send these triggers.
yes.
I didn't even know that.
Well, here's what I like to do. Thanks
that,
for
Carla?
getting my show. Is it okay if I give you a free gift too? And then I
Ooh.
would link to something here. And you can send a little notification to yourself that says, hey, this was triggered. So I'll let you finish off these, Michelle. Once you, but
Okay.
Paula, I had no idea that Hero was this comprehensive. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I know. I need to do these more often. There's so many features that people don't know you can do and stuff. So she sent an email, but you know what else we could do? We could send a notification in the app. So you can see it here. So
I had a question about this. So when you're done, this is the one I had a question about. I saw this trigger. And my question was on the image. Like, so you're pulling it from a public. So where can we pull that from? Like that to get that to use an image?
You can pull it from your own, like if you have it uploaded somewhere. You just have to make sure it's public. So I'm going to use this ugly thing. And I think, let's see, share, copy GIF link. And then I go here. There.
Oh, okay. So that's how we can use that. Okay.
Yeah. But you could use image, a video, but you can't upload it to Hero first, right? You have it either on your web page. It has to be on a behind. It has to be public, basically, is what it has to be.
Okay.
So you can get like Unsplash images. There's a lot of free images on the internet that you could use. Or if you have like an image of whatever you're giving them.
I like the Giphy idea because people are kind of used to that. So, and then it's
Mhm.
public. So I like that. This is
Yeah.
good, Carla. Man,
And
we should
then
be paying for
you
this.
you don't yeah. All right. So what you don't see here in the mock-up, but it does appear actually in the player or in the app, is the button. So you can add in a button, and I like to do this like if they didn't listen or something, then you can have it go directly to the audio show. So you could do listen now, and it'll have a button that says listen now, and it would take it directly into the audio show. But if you want to give them a free gift or something, grab your gift and then put in the URL to that.
So could you do this as well? And I know Michelle would appreciate this. Could you from here recommend, hey, you've listened halfway through, you may be interested in volume 2, and then direct them to another show from here?
Yeah, absolutely. You can put in the link to your other hero sales page.
Yeah, another sales page.
Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just Michelle.
So
We'll have to work on fixing this later, but I'm just gonna put in a link here
Yeah, no problem.
so we can save this. I'll show you here, Jenny. Playthrough rate. Let's say they got here and they're partway through. What I want to do
goodness.
is I want to send them another audio show. So I'm going to send
Oh
them
my
Unfair
goodness.
Advantage again. But you
Unfair
can
Advantage Part 2.
but you can automatically give them access to another show. Other things that you could do, you can send an email, send an SMS, notification, access to another show. You can also create a webhook. So yeah, so this
I just
is
got excited. Sorry.
yeah, this is really powerful because this sort of unlocks all sorts of things. Like let's say they get access to your show. And I'm gonna delete this real quick. Whoops. Ugh. All right, let me do here. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Okay, let me change here. Listener gets access to your show. Create webhook. Well, you want to add them into a CRM sequence or series. Maybe you want to give them something like a ringless phone call or something like that. You can do that through these webhooks. And then send a notification to your own email saying, hey, that ran. So you kind of keep up to date what's happening. I like those
Wow.
notifications because it just lets me know that people are listening and doing stuff and everything's working. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so does anybody else on here? I know you guys are kind of just listening, but is anybody else? I have to check in with any. Are you guys? Is anybody else seeing what's happening here? I just wanted to know. I'm not a paid sponsor or anything like that. I'm just trying to wonder. There's so many. You just gave me some more ideas to add to what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah.
Jenny,
And
will you be
that's what
making?
really makes the show or the platform powerful because here's the thing. If you're doing something like, okay, this Unfair Advantage show is basically my webinar. So when they get to a certain part in the show, I want them to go to a web page. Listener finishes show. I want to send them emails. I want to put them into an email series. I want all sorts of things to happen so that they purchase or they get on a phone call or something happens. It doesn't have to be when they finish the show. It can also be like, okay, they got this much through the show. I'm going to start trying to get them into the next steps. I want to get them on a call or something like that. So I'm going to send out an email or I don't know.
This is crazy.
That's called
Yes, and
engaged leads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carla, will you be making a link to the video recording of this?
Yes.
That-
Yeah. I'll probably just put it out on YouTube if you guys are all right with that.
Pierre said, no more excuse. No, you don't. I mean, and no more excuses. And what I want to share, and Carla didn't tell me any of this or what have you. When I first seen this tool, I just kept seeing on the back, I just kept seeing all these different ways you can utilize this tool. And the most powerful thing about this tool, and I will go out swinging in this year as this is one of my top tools. And Carla has received an award already. She hasn't even opened her mail. She has so many, but she's received an award already. But the thing about this tool is it is the only audio tool that I know of that allows you to get to name and an email and, oh, by the way, possible SMS from any of your listeners.
Yeah.
No other platform. They are the keepers of the emails, the names, and they are the keepers of that. And then they charge you to use their platform. And then they don't share any of that with you, and you can't really make any money from that. And then I'll give you this one last point, and I'm dropping this in here so that anybody else can take advantage of this. Is advertisers will pay more if the ads are read organically from the audio show host. They
Mhm.
don't, the jingles that you run, like I was using Spreaker and all that, and Spreaker would run these little ads. But the industry has shown, if anybody wants a copy of that chart, I'll show them that. But the actual influencer or the audio person that's reading it, there's more response from that. So really, if you develop something where you just gave it away for free and you had, like, let's say you had 100,000 downloads or 100,000 listeners, you could basically continue to produce that show for free, and then you sell to the advertisers. You have 100,000 listeners. You would make more money just by selling the advertising and don't have to even charge for the show. You could make excess of $100,000 if you even charge $1 per. It's just crazy. So I just wanted to put that out there. That it's so much more powerful than I'm even realizing, even more power to this thing now. So sorry.
That's a great, no, that's really good because I don't push that, like advertise other people's products in your shows. I mean, you could do that, have the SMS, the email, the notifications all pop up, like, because you're listening to this special episode, you're going to get, 30% off, 50% off. And I'm going to send you the coupon right now, but here's the deal. It's only valid for the next 3 days. Right. And this is for action takers. And, yeah.
So there's
really
something to
cool.
be said. So there's something to be said about building a powerful following, because if you have, the larger your following is, the easier it is to get ad dollars on your own platform, right? You don't have to go through Spreaker or any of those other platforms. You can just go and get your own dollars, and you keep those dollars on the top. You don't have to split the revenues or anything like that. That's crazy. Oh my goodness.
So,
We have to require Jenny to start producing a weekly episode too for us.
He already
Give us
does.
something.
He
Yeah, you can get that on my
he-
hero. I already got that on my hero.
Oh, do you? Okay, which one is it?
I'm messing around. Finish up, Carla. I do some stuff.
Yeah,
but
and I
we'll
got a kid to pick up from skateboarding camp in about 20 minutes. So, and we haven't got into that. Like, we still got 5 or 6 more features to go through. All right.
Quick question.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Can I ask
as
a quick
regarding the
question?
automations, is there a limit to the number of automations per show or per episode?
No. Not if you're not for your plan. I think on the limited plans there are. You only get 3 automations. But if you're on, you're on AppSumo too. Yeah, you get unlimited.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah, unlimited if you're on the higher tiers. That's a good question. Okay. Any other questions with automations? It's kind of a beefy
Can you
thing.
hear me?
So, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Chris.
I've got a question about the Telnix.
Yes.
The setup, the verification request for the toll-free messaging.
Mm-hmm.
This opt-in workflow stuff, has anybody gone through this? Where it's asking about
started
use
to.
case details.
Yeah, I started to. Are you kind of confused what to put in?
Yeah, it just says insert information, and then it's got an opt-in workflow image URL that's required, and
Yeah,
it says insert
yeah.
URL.
I was going to create something to share out with everybody so that they can use the same workflow.
Okay.
I don't know if I remember that.
I didn't
Yeah.
do one toll free. I did a local number.
I'm
I
able to
yeah, I
did.
receive messages. I just can't send them because I haven't gone through this verification thing yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me,
So don't you get that? I could be wrong, but don't you get that after you integrate in with Hero? And I think Hero gives you a URL automatically. I thought
no,
something
what he's
have it
talking about
integrated.
is getting the blessings
Oh,
to use the number. They want to see the flow. So like it would be
gotcha.
opt-in, and then it would be a flow to show. I mean, it wouldn't take me more than 10 minutes to make. So Chris, you're in the Facebook group, right? I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Yeah. Okay. So once it's made, I'll put something out into the group and you'll have access to that. I'll get that done very
Okay.
Is that only
shortly
for
here.
800? Is that only for 1-800, Chris? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for
Okay.
toll free.
That's why. Okay. All right. No worries. I don't have that. I got the 10DO,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go through that flow. Thank you.
I'll get that done because I have to do that for my own Chris. So
Okay.
it shouldn't take long. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions? Anything else? No? All right. I'm going to go into where we were, which was adding listeners. And in fact, what I'm going to do is jump into my own account because I have a phone number connected. So keywords is really awesome. As you can see, I use them all the time. They are so good. And really they're so fast and easy to set up once you get your phone number set up. Does everybody know what a keyword is? First off, it's basically you pick a word, and I'm going to pick the word freebie. No, I want something where autocorrect won't do it. Let's do 2024. Let's do that. That's the keyword opt-in. And you can have when somebody texts that to my phone number, 605-250-1232, they're going to get access to my show. Or you can send them to the sales page for your show or your own URL, or just create the contact only. But I'm going to give them access. And what I usually do also is I'll create a different keyword for different events so that I know where these people are coming from. So if I'm speaking at Perry Belcher's event, I'll use the keyword Perry here. If I'm speaking at somebody else's, I'll use their name as the keyword. But if you do that, make sure you make it specifically clear that they text that word to the phone number, because I've had a lot of people text Perry directly for access to my show because they were kind of confused on how to do that. So anyway, I'll just say, what's a good word? Somebody give me a word. Word. All right, text word. So then we select the show, unfair advantage, and I can tag them. You can see tagging them. And then you can see over here again what the communication is. So they text the word, and then it says reply with your email address. And that's right here. You can see that right here. Boom, boom, boom. And they'll reply. Now, even though they replied with their email address, we don't send both an SMS and an email with the link to the show. We only send one right now. So it says we'll send us. So you can turn that off if you want. You can also collect their name. Please give us your name, and they give you your name. and then they get the link to the show, and that's basically what it'll look like. That's it. You hit save keyword, and now if you guys went ahead and text word, there we go, or you could text Advantage or Carla. So I did Carla at the end of a demo, and 10 people opted in for that. So now I've got this big, long phone number list, and I can comment, have conversations back and forth. So I can see all the SMSs that went out. I can also send a campaign. And right here, you can see all the different campaigns. You can select which shows. So let me pick. I can say, hey, friend, can you join the live demo? Here's the link. And then put your name under there, and that's what they'll get. And then you can select who you want to send it to, and you can filter it down by tags. Let me move this over. Send later. So I'm going to send it. And there you can see. It'll go to 8. I have 8 phone numbers for this list and the sample. So total contacts, and that's what's going to. And that's
Carla,
how you
what's
can,
the on the inbox? What's the use case for the inbox? Is that for us to just do normal exchanging, or is that's just there? Or what is this for?
No, it's not. I mean, what I like to do is I will send them a text message. Let me see if I can pick one out.
Mark Rodriguez, he's right there 10 days ago. He's at the bottom.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to. So here is this guy, text AI.
This guy.
This
Dale.
guy.
Is he on the call?
I'm here. You can text me.
But he sent a different email address. Reply with your email address. Oh, there we go. Did it twice. And then he got the link, and then he hit play because I put, Carla here, thanks for getting my podcast. If you have any questions, just reply to this text, and people do. So let me see. Right here, Bo Smith. He and I had a long exchange about one of the products that he wanted to get.
And this was just manual exchanges.
He was on his phone texting me, and I would just write back here. So you could do this probably through Twilio or anywhere else. It's just a better interface here, I feel.
Sure.
And you will get charged. So this is why you need a balance in Twilio or in Telnex, because you have to pay. I think like each one of these messages cost me 0.0004 cents or something like that. Hardly anything at all compared to he was going to buy a $7.97 product.
Yeah. We just couldn't text him over more than 700 times to break even on our.
Yeah, exactly. I could just really inundate them. Not everybody texts back, but what I feel like it's a great place when I do a campaign, and I'll show you what some of my campaigns are. Let me delete this because I feel like that was a demo and I don't want it to all of a sudden go out. Okay. Here, I'm about to unveil our most epic hero.fm update ever. Join us. Kicks off in 10 minutes. I usually send it right before it kicks off. Put in the Zoom link. They see that it's a Zoom link. I put in my name so they know it's from me, and sent it to everybody on my list. And I'm pretty sure about half the people who showed up were from that text message rather than from an email or anything like that. The show up rate and the click through rates are way higher. So really the strategy is use the show to get their number and then use the number to get them to show up for events or other things that you want to sell.
I'm done. I can't believe this. Because even when I had already thought of like 9 or 10 things already, but I have like 15 things now.
Yeah.
So I have an advanced one. So this is awesome. Thank you, Carla.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the features you can, and so you can use keyword, but if you want to use down here, creator page, if you want to use your own page. So here, I'm going to share another web page here with you. This is my audio book, and I have my audio book available through a Hero sales page, but I also have it available here on a funnel because I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It gives like the whole backstory. I mean, like you practically get the whole book right here on this page. And then I have upsells and downsells after they purchase. So it's a $5 product. I think the average cart value is about $125 on this funnel. So they buy through here, and then I use this Zap to add them into Hero automatically when they purchase and get my audiobook. So you don't have to use the Hero sales page. And this is the page for 99. This is the exact same product in Hero. So that's that. That is some things that we're coming out with in addition to samples, and the API is Spotify. You can listen on Spotify, and we're looking into personalizing the episodes, or at least the first episode. So basically, we'll clone your voice. We'll get a clone of your voice, and you'll have an episode that's text only, and the cloned voice will create the audio of that text, and you'll be able to put like insert name here. So whoever gets your show, it'll say, "Hey, Pierre, thanks for getting my show," or "Hey, Michelle, thanks for getting my show," or whoever it is. "Thanks for getting my show." And that way, everybody has a personalized experience when they first listen to your show, which is very powerful, as we all know. So are tags added with the triggers? Oh, good question, Pierre. Tags are added, I have to think, with the SMS when you upload users. When you add them in through the Zap, I believe you can tag them. But I don't think we have it with the triggers. Would you like that? Because that seems pretty simple. Don't tell many out there. Well, I wish that were the case, Pierre, but I want a lot of people to know about this. So he asked that over, 20 minutes ago. So I don't know if he's still on the call. Is there any other questions? Anything else? This was super fun. I hope to do this a lot more. I will get the workflow done. I've got a bunch of ideas I got just from this call alone. If you have feature ideas that you want to see in Hero, please let us know, because we're constantly collecting them and looking at them. And if they're pretty easy to add in, we will do it. Just ask Jenny Jones. We added quite a few for him. So
This was great. Thank you.
yeah. Awesome. All right, Michelle, get it done before the new year. Can you do that?
I will.
More data, the better to track. Awesome. Okay, Pierre.
When we talked about you talked about the API,
Mm-hmm.
Now there was something we were kind of going back and forth on last week. Did you have a time to follow up with that, or was she available, or?
Her grandma died.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you haven't.
Yeah. And then it was Christmas. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess to add in the feature I was kind of hoping would come out of that is that we didn't have to have Zapier if we
Yeah.
were using that.
Yeah, that'll be the,
tools.
yeah, that'll be the case. Uh,
Okay,
can
thank
you
you.
add shorts features? Can you add shorts feature of our audio shows? Can we add short feature?
Yeah, so
You gotta-
shorts would be video. So unless you're talking about like maybe an audiogram.
Like a clip. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking he's
Yeah,
talking.
because
Maybe they're
these
talking about importing shorts, YouTube shorts.
the YouTube, when he said to import the YouTubes from the YouTube channel, I think that's what he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think
Uh,
so. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think it, I think it just imports the whole channel, not the shorts. Yeah.
But there's a couple of other tools that are out there that are kind of doing a little bit of that already. So,
Yeah, I don't know. You know how you can find out, Pierre? Just try and import. And
He's
you'll
talking
see
about
if it
just
lets you, like
creating.
if it imports the shorts, and yes. Um, can we use Hero like make.com? Well, let me look at.
So you can Make is kind of like Zapier if you wanted to know really quick, Carla. But
Oh,
I
okay.
think because you can do webhooks, I think you can, because I'm using a webhook right now with mine. And so not even having an open API, the webhooks is probably a poor man's way of kind of still doing it without the
Mhm.
direct integration, but you still can do the webhooks, and they work very well with Pabbly Connect and Connect IT. And I'm almost certain it'll probably work with Make, that they do the
Yeah.
webhooks. So I guess that would be the best way. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, what about using WordPress for keyword? Is that what you're thinking, Robbie? WordPress? Not sure what WP or how that would work. Oh, WhatsApp. Yeah, yeah. So that would probably come to the API as well. So people yeah, because none of my developers are from America. And we're in America, we're the only people that don't use WhatsApp as much as everybody the rest of the world. But let me add that into
That's because it's cheaper for us just to talk, but it's cheaper for everyone else around the world to
do
use
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Yeah,
I
and
noticed that too. I
yeah.
noticed that.
Okay, just shorts, just like, but for audio, Opus Pro. Okay, let me see what this is. Opus Pro, one long video, 10 viral clips. Oh, so all the shorts would combine together into one long audio? Is that what you're asking? So then we'd have to not only import, but we'd have to pull them all together into one audio file. Not a simple thing to do. Yeah. So if you had like 10 shorts, it would combine in together into one audio file. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just a preview that would link to the main audio file. It's like a short preview.
Rather than a full sample. Because I think when you're on the sales page and you have samples on there, it's a 3-minute max sample. Like it's not going to, if your episode was 20 minutes long, the sample's only going to play 3 minutes of it. But you're asking for like a short audio sample. Like you'd be able to select at what point it would start and when it would end too. I'm kind of.
Yeah, that sounds like like an editing type of software.
Yeah, I know. It's like getting a little complicated. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think there's other tools, and it's almost like it takes
Yeah.
something that's long and then it kind of chops it up for you. And like I said, I think there's some other tools that could possibly do that for you. And
Oh,
then and then what I'm thinking is you could probably in your shows to be you could have on your main page where it shows all of your shows, right?
mhm.
I think you could probably have from there, you can create a sample show that gives you a sample of all the shows, and then create your compilation from there. That's what I
Yeah.
would do. But I think this is something
Well,
that's
I get
is that
an
right, Chris? Is that
idea.
what you thinking? Is
So
that what
basically,
you're
you're
thinking?
getting, rather than the user picking the sample and the system saying you're only going to listen to 3 minutes of this episode, what Pierre is suggesting is that we use uh, intelligence to decide what are the best clips and then putting that together as the sample rather than the user. And that's interesting. Yeah. That's an interesting thing. Not easy to do though. That's like a whole separate app platform solution practically that I think is going to be a little bit harder to do, but definitely one I'll put on the list because it certainly would, anything that makes your product sell more, makes it easier for you, right? It's a good feature. So auto samples from best episodes. Nice. Okay. Anything else? I have to go get a kinder, a little boy. So if you have more questions, Carla at hero.fm. Otherwise, Happy New Year. Super excited that you guys are here today. And let's just keep this party going. Thank you for all the
Thanks,
good
Carla.
feedback too.
Thank you. Happy New
Yeah.
Year.
Yeah. Bye, guys.